we're hoping we're back. Just checking on a few things here. Alright, we're gonna try it. We're gonna come back. Let's give it another shot. I will be right back. I'm gonna go do something I probably should have done before. Alright, we're back. Hopefully. Alright. I have no idea why this is doing this. Well, we're gonna paint and see what happens. I'll just have to make up the stream at some other point. But I'm really kind of concerned. I'm kind of concerned that this has never really happened since I got this. Just have to get the. Let's see, I want her up here. So find a nice spot and then we'll take the autofocus off. Yeah, I can't figure it out. So we're gonna try. I'll try to keep showing off what I'm using. But I'll have to owe you guys one. hopefully everybody's back and I'm not dropping frames. I apologize to whatever is going on. I'm hoping that if I don't talk, you can just watch the stream. Silly question, do you find this sort of dramatic BG music changes how you paint? Make it sound like each brushstroke is a life or death thing? I do the music more for you guys, just to have something in the background instead of just having it silent while I paint. But yeah, I mean, I like to have some of the style of music to how I paint. So, for example, if this is an NPC, if it's a villainous NPC, then I'll try to put some darker music on. If it's a main character, I might put some heroic music on, or I do like instrumentals. I'm not a big, I mean, I do like the songs and stuff, but in private. Like, I won't put any song or lyric music on my channel because then I have to talk over the singing. But yeah, I mean, if you can get inspired by the music to paint what you're painting, yeah, really, you know, like I have a scene in my head of what I want the heroes or the villain to do. So music can have that effect, but on the stream I do it more so that you have some entertainment when I'm not talking. Alright, so we did this bag here and did this belt. I'm trying to get this skull here. I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit more purple in here. So I'm going to take just a little drop of purple. I'm going to thin this out a little bit. And I'm just going to kind of come down with it. Did you get any of that? I have no idea why my stream is bugging out today. Take some bold titanium white. Just some water. Test out the glaze on my thumb. I want to be able to see the white of my thumb, even though I'm doing white. I'm going to take some of this white that I just thinned down. Dab it to get the point back. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to just try to blend this down a little bit. So each time hello, Parko the Viking. I seem to be having trouble with the stream tonight. I think it's lagging out on me, and I don't know why. We were streaming fine. You're out of frame. I'm out of frame. How about now? Am I in frame now? There might be a little bit of a lag. Oh, let's see. I don't know if anybody can hear me. I'm I guess I'm having some internet issues, or Twitch is having some internet issues. It doesn't really like me. Can you hear me cleanly though? That's the problem. That's what I wanted to know. Uh, does it sound like I'm talking like a robot? Does it sound hit and miss, or are you getting everything that I'm saying? That's the that's the problem I'm having. It says that I'm dropping frames constantly, and I don't know how true that is. I've been restarted. I've done this thing 3 times. But if you can hear me, welcome in, Raiders. My name is Geltip. I'm a mini painter, and I do stuff as a hobby. I don't have any of my finished stuff, but I have been painting. You're a little quiet, but I can hear you clearly. Alrighty, let's see. Let's see if I can bring this up a little bit more. There might be an update that I never did. How's this? Is this much better? I bet you. Let's see. Real. Yeah, got it. Okay. Did that. That's better. All right, loud and clear. All right, cool. So I'm Gel Tip. I'm a mini painter. We did this guy on Tuesday. Tuesday we were working on him. I did some stuff off stream a little bit, but we're working on this Knoll dude. This is just for a, this isn't for any competition. It's not for any. But this is something I've been working on. Um, Here's something else I've been working on. I got a lot of started projects. Nothing is finished. If it's on a film case, I haven't finished it. Um, this one's a Conquest miniature that we were working on. This was our first paint along. No, it wasn't. Was it? Yeah, this was our paint along. This was our Thursday paint along. This is a green dragonborn. Just kind of getting some color on him. I was working on this gentleman. Again, film case equals not not finished. So we're working on these things. So I just start projects. Apparently, I never finish them, but we're gonna finish some of these. And so tonight is a paint along for the Drow Elf Priestess. So what I do is in my Discord, I tell you what miniature I'm painting for the month, and I give you a paint palette of basic paints. Then I'll tell you what paints I'm using to fill up those basic paints, and then I'll give some alternate colors so that if you want to go and get the miniature, or you want to get the paints for the palette and paint along as I do, then you're more than welcome to do that. That's what I do each Thursday night. We're going to give it a shot for about 3 months. So this guy was the February paint along. So we did him on Thursdays. We were just getting slapping color on and doing certain things. And this way you can use some of the techniques that I use on the stream. And if you like them, you can adopt them. And if you don't like them, then you can find something that works for you. But then we're working on this. And then next month, the month of April, we're going to work on Grimkel Bloodbeard, the Viking, 30102. And he looks like that. So if you want to go, he's from Reaper Miniatures, Reaper Legends. So if you wanted to order him and get the paints that you need to paint him up, I will get the paint palette ready for you to go. Just got to join the Discord. If you join the Discord, there's a lot of information there. You don't have to stay in the Discord. You don't have to chat in the Discord. But I want my Discord to be used more in the stream. And I want it to be a wealth of information. So if you have any tips, tricks, you can always send those to me and I will throw them into the Discord for people. And then I also have advertisement slideshows. So if you look over here in the corner, let's see if I can get this correct. There we go. So if you look over here in this corner right here, you'll see a whole bunch of mini painters and artists. They have given me stuff that they want to show off. So I do slideshow live. So if you have something you want to show off, I will give you a. It's just a silent shout out. I advertise for everybody. It's free advertisement here. And then if you look up here, right here, this is all the conventions I go to. I try to get as many cards as I can. So if you want to get into the hobby and you want some cool stuff, you can go check out all of these people. These are all local stores near me, and also anybody that goes to a convention. So they could be local towards you, or they could be online. So that's what we do here. And I just noticed one thing, so let me just quickly go in and fix that one thing, because I don't know why, but every time I reset, my wet palette decides to reset as well. So there we go, we fixed that. And so yeah, so tonight we're just painting along here, and we're doing this Dark Elf Priestess. And if you want to know who she is, if you like her and you want to paint her, she is 44071 Dark Elf Priestess. This is the Bones Black one. They do make a metal version of her, and it's done by Bobby Jackson. So there you go. All right, bro. I need to do some post self-stream care. Gonna lurk. Have a great rest of your stream. Thank you. I'm gonna try to do as best I can with the internet I have. So hopefully people can still enjoy what they see. We're not doing too much today because apparently I can't. But so one thing I'm gonna do, you know what? The only purple that's on here is in the back. So I think I'm gonna make this little piece right here. It looks like it's got some studs and stuff in it. I think I'm gonna make that purple as well. So we're gonna get out some dark purple here. This is my dark purple tonight is Nagrath Night. For those of you that are hanging out, I use all kinds of paints. That was bad. I shouldn't have done that. Oh my goodness. I never take my own advice. Never stick your nice brush into the paint. Always get a paintbrush. This is the paintbrush. I'm going to put that right there so I know where it is. And then I'm going to also mix in a little bit of Imperial Purple. I'm going to mix those two together, and I want the Imperial Purple to take precedence, so I'm going to use 2 Imperial Purples. I'm going to use 1 Nargothrond Night. Come on. There we go. Get a nice color there. Always add some water to mix it all up. Get it nice and mixed. And then I'm just going to go in and paint this. I'm going to paint everything, and then I'll go back in and do all the studs. So let's just kind of get this to be a nice dark purpley color. And what I'm doing here is I'm just poking in there. So when I want to get somewhere, as long as your hand doesn't get near the miniature to block it, you can poke and you just take your time. And you can actually push the paint around in there and never have to lift up your brush to knock something out. All right. So we got a nice purple little studded, well, I don't know what that would be. Maybe it's her, she can't put her mace there. Who knows what that is? All right. So we did that. And you know what? I'm going to take this same color. And I'm going to be a little saucy here. And I'm going to make this strap right here purple. And I'm going to make this top purple. Why? I don't know. I feel like she needs more color over here. But you don't have to do that. You can do it all brown if you want. I think part of that is a strap, but... Alright. I could have done it as like a little potion case, too. I didn't think about that. But it just breaks it up a little bit, so it's not completely brown. Thanks for lurking. And thank you for that raid. How was Park of the Vikings raid, by the way? Alright, so this is a problem. Alright, let's get a little bit more ivory onto that skull. Break that skull up a bit. So I'm just going to take some of this XV88 brown, some of the Monument Hobbies ivory, a little bit more ivory, a little water to mix it all up. And we're going to stay towards the front of it and work our way in. Now this one, I don't really care if it's too bright, because it's going to get even brighter. So you just want to be careful you don't lose all that detail that you put in. Looks like it's almost a ghost. Okay. So it gets a little bit brighter. And then when we get into the actual ivory, we'll be a little bit more controlled with it. All right. What I want to do, so what I was doing with this before people came in and I couldn't speak because you probably couldn't hear me. But what I was doing with this is I was taking this thin white. It's a glaze. So you just kind of put it on your thumb and you want to be able to see. You want to be able to see the glaze, but you also want to see the whiteness in your thumb. And so that's how you know you have a nice glaze. Then I take it, I get it all doctored up, and then I start poking the paper towel. Once I poke it, I get the point back, and I'm able to glaze. And what I was trying to do is soften some of these edge lines right here. So I was just kind of going off to the side here. this. Whoops. And what that will do eventually will soften that down a bit. Show you again. Now this is a very time consuming way of doing it. But if you stay with it, it will actually kind of blend itself in and make this nice transition. So see this right here, how that's going from like light to dark right away? Well, we're going to change that. Not right away, but we're going to change it just like this. So I'm just going to stick over here. And I want to soften this line out. So when you want to soften lines out, we just start glazing with a very thin paint of our highlight. And eventually that will go away. Now, here's the thing though. You have to let it dry. It doesn't work if you go in again with it. So you have to let it dry. So I'm going to let it sit and we're going to let it dry. Meanwhile, here's how I'm going to do the hair. Oh my God, hold on guys. Give me one sec. I gotta fix something. Actually, you know what? I know what I'll do. I got this. I got it. All right. There we go. Now, here's how we're going to do the hair. The hair has these bumps in it for the skull. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to work my way around this way. And then I'm going to choose which curve to highlight. So each time there's a curve, you get a highlight. Okay? So if I do the whole hair, then it's not going to look right. But before we do that, I have to get my Slanesh gray. Because I want smoother transitions. I want white to be my actual final destination color. So let's do this. Take this. We'll add some white. Add some white. Add some white. So is that 3 whites to 1? Do it again. All right, that should look good. All right, here we go. Ready? Get some water. My paper towel. Okay. See, I want to keep that dark right there under her skull because that shows that there's something behind it. Okay. Take that same color, and this time I'm going to go this way. So you're just trying to pick out all of the hairs that you can see, but you also want to stay where the curves are. So like I'm just trying to take the curves of where her head is. Now we're going to add some white again, and we're going to do that whole process again. I'll add 2 more whites to this already kind of purpley gray color. I'll just go ahead and dot my paper towel, and then I'll do it again. This time I'm going to stay a little bit more towards the curves. We'll do the top half here. So there's a curve right here. There's a curve right here. And you can start to see right in there is a little bit darker, which is exactly what you're looking for. And that's how you. So hair is done in a halo and curves kind of way. That's how you highlight hair. So there's a curve right here I missed. So we'll just do that. Go into my Slanesh Gray just so I can fix this little bump here. Actually, it's two hairs coming in, so it's because of this thing right here. What? Monster Den Minis, hello! Oh my god, Superfly, thank you so much for that follow. We're gonna let this music kind of hang out. We're having some technical difficulties today. What? This music's never gonna end. JP got rockets. All right, hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot I have to do some of this stuff. So listen to the music, and I'll be right back. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who Monster Den Minis is, and if you don't know who JP Got Rockets is, and if you don't know who Park of the Viking is, you need to go give these folks a follow. Uh-huh. I see how it is. I get all of the raids uh when I'm having technical difficulties. How's it going? Monster and Minis, how was your stream? JP Got Rockets, how was your stream? What are you guys working on? You guys doing Adepticon this year? You're probably getting ready for that. Um, ladies and gentlemen, this gives me a great time since I just got like back to back to back to raids. Uh, I'm going to go ahead and give him a shout out. Please give this gentleman a follow really quick, and then we'll get into everybody that rated me. I know you guys are going to probably want to raid and run. Yeah. Whoops. Hopefully, I spelled his name right. Ladies and gentlemen, if you give that guy a follow, he is doing an amazing job and an event over at Adepticon. So if you're not going to Adepticon, make sure you watch his stream next weekend. He's got a bunch of artists coming in to do a community paint. They're all going to be painting parts of one miniature. Monster Den Minis, I don't know if you're going back there, but I know that you're probably going to get your hands on that. All right, so let me just go back quickly up here. Space Nifty, what's going on? I'm going to try to get through these as fast as possible. Chaos 0507, thank you for that follow. Superfly 714, thank you for that follow. Monster Den Minis and JP Got Rockets, thank you so much for that raid. How was your streams, by the way? Mine has been awful. I don't know what is going on with Twitch, but it's laggy as heck for me, and I'm hoping that you guys can hear me and that you're seeing everything. T-Cat, what's going on? T-Cat's in the house. T-Cat, let's see. Yeah, a little sleepy, but good. You, let's see. See what happens, everybody. I get so I don't know who I am. I know, right? Getting ready for bed. I work next 4 days. Nice. YGM monologue. Yep. Ahoy, Geltip. Ahoy, JP Got Rockets. Let's see. I think we got through. Ahoy. Stream was great. Awesome. You bet. I'll be participating again. That's so awesome. Listen, I'm going to host his thing. I'm trying to get anybody that's not going to Adepticon that streams to rate into YGM Got Monologuing. So if you're a streamer, ladies and gentlemen, and you don't have the opportunity to go to Adepticon next weekend, make sure you stream into YGM Monologuing. You're going to see some of the great artists. And just on the docket, I know he's got Brush for Hire, Useless Wizard. He's got Monster Den Minis. He's got uh, Miniac and Ramius. Um, just a whole slew of mini painters. I think Splintered Brush will be making an appearance. Kaylee Larson will be making an appearance. You can see some of what I've been working on. It's in your Discord. Let's go take a look. Products will be available next week at Adepticon booth 301. Let's see what we've got here. Dun, 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 dun. Now, is what you're working on for sale, or is this are you doing commissions? I'm just pulling them all up here. Give me a second. Oh, I see. They're all terrain. Okay. So, let's do this. What happened to the other one that I had? Ugh. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right. All right, let me do this. Da, 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 da. All right, this is what JP Got Rockets is doing. And just so, let's see. Let's do this. Put this up here. That way I can read it, I think. Maybe I can read it. Where is this? Oh, yeah. I totally forgot how to stream. There you go. So that's what this looks like. These are, this is not drill, but it's one, ancient piece of lost technology. You can see it, a highly versatile piece, terrain and nondescript and open interpretation. It's scale agnostic, being useful for everything between 6 millimeters and 4 millimeters of gaming. So these are available at Adepticon by JP Got Rockets. Let me just get over to, no, that's not it. What happened to the pictures? Oh, there they are. So here you can see a little bit closer. These are all printed out. That one looks like it's just silver at the moment, where it's getting there. Here's a done one. Look at this. Look at this. Thank you so much for those biddies, Monster Den Minis. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss you. I'm going to miss Kaylee. I'm going to miss everybody this year. But if you're going back next year, I will be there next year. These models will be for sale. These are box art models. Unfortunately, I do need to run early morning. Take care, everyone. Take care, Monster Den Minis. I'll try and do my best to keep your folks entertained for a little bit longer. As long as the stream allows me to do that, I will do that. Thank you so much for those 200 bits, Monster Den Minis. You are a god in this universe. Let's see. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not following Monster Gen Minis, do yourself a favor. Go click him and get him a follow. You're never going to know when that guy streams unless you're following him. And that's true with everybody. They will be featured on Tech Commander demo tables. Lot 301, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to Adepticon. Sculpts by Brian Carnes, Sea Dog Game Studios. So bad. I'm gonna miss you. Hopefully you'll be there next year, JV Got Rockets. I kind of want to shake your hand and maybe pick one of these up. These look pretty damn cool. So thank you for sharing that. That's awesome. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. If you're going to Adepticon, make sure you talk to JP Got Rockets about these particular pieces. And JP, are you going to sell them online after Adepticon? Maybe they can reach you and pick up theirs if they can't get to Adepticon. But look at that. Look at this one. Oops. I don't know why this one won't open. There you go. That's what I want to look at. Look at this. How nice is this piece? So it starts out silver, and then you just kind of do your own thing to it, and boom. That is very, very cool. All right, let's stop showing off the web things. And let me show what the Raiders that what I do. I'm Gel Tip. I'm a mini painter, and I'm having some technical difficulties. Not all the time though. You're here on a special Thursday because I've decided that I'm going to try to do some Thursday paint-alongs, which means that if you go into my Discord and go to Thursday night paint-alongs, you can find out which miniature we're doing every Thursday for the month. You can find out what color palette I've decided to use for that miniature. I give you the base colors, basic colors, and then I'll tell you what I'm using as far as brands go, and then I will give you other alternatives. So if you want to grab the mini yourself and you want paints for your the color palette and you want to paint along with me on Thursday nights, you are more than welcome to. This month we are working. Oh, thank you so much, El Kraken, for that follow. This month we're painting the Dark Elf Priestess, and if you want to know who she is, she's from Reaper Miniatures 44071. We'll get you the Bones Black one. She does come in metal version of Reaper. I don't have that number on with me at the moment available, but if you go to the Discord, the number in the metal version, it's the same thing. It's the same miniature in a metal version. So she's turning out so pretty. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we're because of the technical difficulties, we haven't really done much. I'm trying to fill out the front of her here to get to break up all of this white and then we're still I'm still debating if I want to go with a brown in here up to like an ivory or if I just want to keep it black and just highlight it with gray. So I'm going to do the inside of the cloak different, but if I turn her around, this is all purple here and we were working on the hair. So, but you've done more to her since I saw her last time. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Um so we're just kind of cleaning her up and then we're working on the hair right now. We're trying to get the highlights of the hair. I kind of there's a little piece right here where the shoulder metal kind of juts into the hair, so I have to kind of fix that up. But we're gonna bring this back to a white, and then I might darken a little bit down just to give it some depth. But I'm not looking to. I'm trying to keep it as bright as possible because remember I want her face and hands to be the darkest part of this miniature. Uh I don't really want a lot of dark stuff. So you can't see the face right now because back here is dark. The back of the cloak is dark, the base is dark, so we have to fix that up. Yeah. Thank you. You know, we did that. We just did that with the browns and the ivories and the whites. Uh there's a tiara here. And if we're feeling saucy, I'll do that silver and we'll kind of glaze that with like a yellow for gold or something. Or maybe we'll just tint it purple, who knows. But yep. So that's what we're working on here for this Thursday. Last month, I just want to let people know that we were working on a Dragonborn. So we were painting along a Dragonborn. So we gave you the colors for this guy and so he came out pretty good. I did a lot of cleanup on him and yeah, so he's ready for the table. I think he's ready for the table. These paint alongs aren't really competition pieces that we're working on. It's more tabletop or tabletop plus. On our regular stream we've been working on this person and I kind of figured out why he doesn't look like a gnoll. The front of his face is too bright. It's more like a dog. So I'm gonna have to darken that down just a little bit. I'll probably have to glaze it down with a dark gray or something. But this is where we are. I painted these off stream. We'll probably work on these on Tuesday. Excuse me, Tuesday. And then we'll work on the backpacks on Tuesday as well. But I was just kind of going around cleaning him up. We did the fur on Tuesday. So that's what we do here. Then I got some guilty pleasures. Here's some 40K. I just don't do D&D. Here's some 40K. Not 40K. This is Warcry. This is 40K. So there's a Black Templar that I was working on. We did this guy on stream. Anything that might be on a film case is still in progress. It's still in the works. Here's a Tiefling Rogue that we were working on. So she needs a little bit more to her for her to be finished. Working on this for a friend. These are some death guards. He wanted icy death guards, so that's what he's gonna get. He's getting some icy death guards. Yeah, so that's kind of where we've been doing. So that's me in a nutshell. I'm a mini painter, and I do as much as I can, and I try to talk my way through things so that you can understand where my mindset is going for certain things. They may not always be the correct way of doing it, but until I learn better ways, I use what I got. And I'm not afraid to make mistakes, and I'm not afraid to think out of the box. So, one of the things that we were doing is trying to glaze and soften down some lines on the cloak. So we just took some of this this thin white, and I taught people how to find a nice glaze color or a glaze consistency. And then all you're gonna do, let's see if I can bring this down, is wherever that line is that you want to erase, you just kind of paint, you just glaze over it. So we're just kind of glazing over where that line is, and it's going to take a few passes. So remember, when you're glazing, you really have to wait until that other layer dries completely. We've been doing this over here. We've been trying to get rid of this line here. So I'll just keep doing that. And the glaze that I'm using is the brightest color on the gown because I don't want to go any brighter than what I have. So I use that bright color just to glaze. And then we let all that dry. And you can start to see, remember that line we had here? It was kind of, it looked like that line back there. But see how it's starting to erase away? See how it's starting to become a little bit more smoother? I love the blue on the Icy Death Guard. Oh, nice. You see Death Guard? I see Death Guard too. So interesting about this Icy Death Guard is that this is a teal. So I did this as a teal color to make the ice, and then all of this other stuff here is blue. And this is even a blue-gray. Look at how blue it looks on screen. So I'm going to apologize for any lag, any technical things with the stream. I don't see it, so I'm going to go back to what we were doing before, and I'm going to continue doing some of the hair. Now, I'm not going to uh, brighten the hair. Well, let me put it this way. I'm not going to add white to this mixture. I'm going to stay with the same mixture. I'm just going to paint over kind of what I did before, and it'll just get brighter. So if I do this, it just gets brighter. Hopefully that comes through. Need a little bit more water on here. So I'm trying to get all of these like little folds. I need more of this mixture. All right. So I'm just hitting where the curves are because there's a bump right here from her skull, and then it goes out and it flows, and that's kind of what I'm trying to create here. I'm trying to create movement and texture in the hair. So right here where the skull is, I'll just get a nice highlight. What you really want to do is stay where the bumps are. The bumps are going to be the concentrated highlight. And you're going to start creating this halo effect. Right where the bump is, right around the skull area. A lot of people try to go all the way in to that top of the head, and hair doesn't highlight that way. There's like this halo that comes around. Dipping out, need sleep because old. Yep, I hear you. That is beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. I'll stay with this one color again. And I'm just looking at this now, and I'm just trying to figure out, is there any other place I want to highlight? I think right here I want to highlight. I don't want to go too far up. But there's a couple in here, like this right here is a bump that I want to really kind of highlight. And the ends here. And then there's just a little hair right in here that I want to kind of break up. It looks a little too dark in there. And I think do this. And then I'll just do down here. Okay. Oops. I'm gonna have to get rid of this magnifying glass. It's in my way now. All right. Let's see. How do we do that? Well, we're gonna do it this way. Since I don't have a screwdriver, we just make one. Okay. So somehow I set this down, they fell, and it broke. So we just get rid of this piece. I think on every single one No, come on. Don't do that to me. Why is it that every time I have technical difficulties, somebody raids? Alright, there we go. Welcome in, Night Whisper. How is your stream? What are you doing on? You're doing World of Warcraft tonight, right? Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not following Night Whisper, please do yourself a favor. Go follow him. He does a little bit of everything. He paints minis. All right, let me see if I get his schedule right. He paints minis on Monday nights. He plays World of Warcraft on Tuesday nights. He plays World of Warcraft on on Thursday nights. And he paints minis on Friday nights. Do you do anything on Wednesday nights on Night Whisper? Do you do anything on Wednesday nights? Yeah, I was working on a heroic Razgreth. Made some progress tonight. I watched other people stream and paint. There you go. So Night Whisper is a streamer. Thank you so much for coming in. Ladies, Raiders, my name is Geltip. I'm a mini painter. I'm having technical difficulties, so I'm hoping I don't. You know what? If everybody raids into me and I'm the only one on Twitch, maybe I won't have technical difficulties. We're painting up a night elf or a dark elf priestess, and we're trying to kind of blend down some of the robes. And if you start to see that line that we had over here is starting to go away, this line is starting to go away. This line that we had is starting to go away. It used to look like this line. See this bright line here, and then we're in the dark. So we're starting to glaze those out. And the way to do it is by thinning out your lightest color, glazing it down, touching your paper towel, make sure you get the point, because you don't want it flying into the recesses, and you're just gonna give it another coat. And you do this as much as you need to in order to erase that edge line. Now, my white thin here, my white glaze, may be a little too thin. And which means that I would probably have to keep on doing this for quite a while. I should have, because this is, get right on screen here, because this is just going to be a tabletop piece, I kind of could have went a little bit more on the whiter side. But you can start to see this is starting to go away. Well, you can't see it now because that light is going to take out. That light, it's wet, so the light is making it look softer. But in here, you can start to see this line right here. So I would kind of edge that out. Now, you don't have to start with your brightest color and work down. I do it because that's safest for me, and I didn't really want to go bright with it. But you could take your dark and do the same thing I'm doing, just kind of keep going into recesses and just kind of blending everything in. So, oh, hey, I was able to order that 4-piece Elemental Scions for only $24.99 at Miniature Market. Oh, sweet. I'm glad that you got it. That's awesome. We were working on the hair here. So, I want to take my final white. I'm going to take white this time. Not going to put any kind of, because this is where I really wanted the hair to be, is white. Um, I know we have a lot of that purple in there, but as we keep putting white in, it becomes whiter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of hit in the extreme bumps. So right here is where I'm going to hit white. Right here I'm going to hit white. Anywhere where there's a major bump, usually it's in the middle of everything that you've done. And then right here. And I'm going to do the ends as well. Okay. So it's kind of creating this curve. And I'm not thinning this down. This is just white, but I'm not putting a lot of it on. So like right here, there's a little bump where see that little bump right there where the shoulder pad is hitting, the pauldron? And then right here, there's another little bump. So it's really at the top of the skull. So I'm just going to start hitting that with this white. And you just find that skull. Just find that hair. Give it a nice highlight. Now over here, this is white, and so is this. See, those are white up there. And then I will do a little bit of white around the face just to kind of give it the face that darkness it needs. And we keep on doing this. And you're just trying to make sure that you get all of, you want to get all of the hairs. So that was the top and that was the middle. I'll do the bottom a little bit where the split ends are. Actually, she doesn't have split ends. I don't know what those even are, but we're going to pretend she doesn't have them. There we go. And then if I wanted to, I could just go ahead and dot on this edge right here, like where this curve happens here. So this one right here, let's see. I'm going to fix something here. So I'm just darkening this down. Right here where this, right here, this I just don't, it looked too much like a line to me. So I'm just trying to bring it down a little bit. Yeah, that looks much better. I like that. But if you look at it, what we've done is we've created this halo up here. And then we've created this little bump right here. And then we've also created this down here. And that's how you can add some texture. Now I'll probably just glaze in a little bit of that gray just to kind of blend everything in a little bit more. But that's kind of where I want it. Oh my gosh, it's Warlander TV. Sorry, I haven't been around more. I was in rehab for a while. I was addicted to the hokey pokey. But don't worry, I turned myself around. Hey, that's pretty good, actually. You got me monologuing to get to that How you doing, Warlander TV? Hey, I'm glad that you got out of rehab. I'm gonna tell you something though. 6 out of 7 doors for Snow White are not happy, man. I'm just letting you know. Doing awesome, man. Great to see you. Great to see you, Warlander TV. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't followed Warlander TV, make sure you do so. You have never seen a more fantastic streamer guy than Warlander TV. Warlander TV has all. Let's see. Where is. There it is. Warlander TV has all of the retro game info. You need to know about a retro game that you played back in when you were a child. Warlander TV probably knows what you're talking about because he's had them. Let me tell you something, Warlander TV. When you went on a break or you had your halftime and you put on that commercial uh that commercial halftime show, it took me back so far. It was amazing. I'm like, I had that game, I had that toy, I had that. Yep, I had that. That I saw it in a museum. Now my toys are in a museum. Yep, I remember that. All of the electronic games, all of the action figures. It was so awesome to see those commercials again. So thank you for that. All right, let's get back to the skulls, shall we? We were working on some hair. That was one of the things I wanted to do. We were using this nice bright color. This was one shot of the XV88, and we did 2 shots of the ivory. So we're going to go in with 2 more shots of ivory. It's not going to be pure ivory. I do want to have some of that XV88 in there. And this time I'm going to be a little more controlled, and we're going to do a little bit more of this skull. So we're just going to kind of, I'm going to try to stay in the front of it as much as I can. And I'm just going to kind of hit and actually define where everything is. We're going to give him 1 tooth. He doesn't need more than 1 tooth. There we go. And as controlled as it is. Now, you only need to look at it from that angle to see it, because as I go this way, it'll get darker. You need that darkness to kind of throw everything out. So there might be a little piece here that I can probably do. Or not. I'm not going to worry about it. Right? The stuff you see that reminds you of things about you where, let's see, that you had when you were a kid is a huge hit of nostalgia, especially when it's something you haven't even thought about or knew where it came from as a kid. I know. I know. Ugh, nostalgia. I live for that. All right, let's see. How are we doing here? Oh, you know what we didn't do yet? We haven't. I haven't played around with this. So this was a shot of This was 1 shot of Nargothrond Night. Is that right? I think that's right. Nargothrond Night, and then 2 shots of the Imperial Purple. So those are right here. So that's what this mixture is. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in another Imperial Purple. I'm gonna throw 2 of them in, and just to be a little saucy, a little bit of white. Look at that. Lightens it right up. So I try to tell you how many shots of stuff I do. Remember, white and black, they're potent colors. They will actually bring this to a brightness. So you want to control how much white and how much black you put in things. But now with this nice bright purple, I can go in here. And again, remember what I said, I can just poke around, right? So I'm going to try to stay as much as possible on the flat edge. And it doesn't, you don't have to paint in one stroke. A lot of people think, oh, I can't take my brush off the miniature once I start it. That's not true. You can do whatever you want, but I tend to kind of create circles and use and poke. Like if I can't reach at something, I'm gonna poke. Like I'll just poke in there and do what I need to do. You can just poke around, use the tip of that brush, and remember what we said, if you can't get somewhere, that's all right. Let's pretend it's in a shadow. Unless it's not in a shadow, then it's gonna be a problem. And then remember we got this strap up here. I'm gonna do the strap a little different. I'm not gonna edge highlight. I'm just gonna kind of do this U or J. I don't know how you want to say it. Kind of like this, and then right here, these are some lines. So I'm just gonna kind of do some lines here. There you go. You're just trying to show some definition into that purple. Like my cat, everything on the shelf. Just give it a poke. That's right. Give it a poke or give it a swat. They love to swat stuff. So what we're trying to do is get rid of that black in there. So we're going to probably brighten that up just a little bit more with the purple. And I'm thinking that I might just want to go purple on the edge here and just leave things in a shadow. Let's pretend that this is blocking some of that. It'll be easier for us and we can keep the depth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take some of this white. Yeah, let's just take a shot of the white. There you go. Shot of the white. Boom. Look at how bright it becomes. Such a powerful color. Most people use white to death. And I'm going to use some water just to make sure it's all mixed. That's what I want to do. I'm going to use some water to make sure it's all mixed. Poke the paper towel, just like a cat, right? Poke the paper towel. And then I'm just going to kind of do down here. In here a little bit. Something that looks like that. You know, you want to keep some of that dark purple in there. But now it's becoming, if you go too bright, it's going to match up with the gown. You don't want to go too bright. You want to keep it separate. You know what? You know what's, let's see. Let me just make sure of something here. Nope. So I'm going to just adjust the color because what you're seeing on screen is not what I'm seeing here. And so, let's see. Let's do this. Nope, let's not do that. Let's do this. And let's do this. This is because I had to restart like 15,000 times and it screwed everything up. All right, let me see if you get. You almost can see that purple, but it's even better if I go like this. Oh yeah, look at that. Boom. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Apply. Okay, close that up. Now you get to see the purple. See? And what we're going to do is we're going to take some of our silver. So I believe we're using some of this graphite from Dark Star Molten Metal. You can get this from Impending Duff. If you don't know who Impending Duff is, he's another gentleman that you should be following. He's the only one in the U.S. that will be able to get these, I think. Because that's who I had to go through to get them in the U.S. I think you can get them all over the place in the U.K., but Dark Star Molten Metals, I like these paints because they're pretty. They're not as aggressively thick as Scale 75, but they're not as buttery thin as Monument Hobbies. So I like that because if I want to do any kind of edge highlighting or glazing, or I can use this and it'll just kind of cut. It's got good coverage. And so all I'm going to do is just go in here and start poking. See, there's that poking word again. Gel Tip's always poking with his tip. Maybe I need that as a motto. Poking with the tip. Poke it with your tip. Gel Tip says I have to poke you with my tip. I think that's the only one. Oh no, there's one right here. Right next to the bag. And then I think there's also one right here, if I'm not mistaken. All right, there we go. That just adds a little bit of texture there. All right. Now I've sufficiently wasted enough time to go in and glaze again. I'm going to add a little bit of white to this glaze. Because like I said, it's a tabletop mini. It's not a competition mini. And if it was competition, I'd be here forever glazing this down. But I'm going to use a little bit more white. Hopefully you can see the transition a little bit better. And I'll even do right here. Again, the only reason I'm doing this is to soften down those edge lines that we have in here. Because every time I take pictures, I can see the edge line of her gown, and I don't want that. I want it to be a nice smooth transition. So using the brightest color, which I think our brightest color was white on the highlights. So it just starts to, you see how that, I don't know if you remember if you were watching earlier, but that line is kind of gone. And I know I added a little bit more white, but trust me, if I didn't add white and I kept going longer than this stream can go, it would eventually come out. It'll eventually go away. All right, so there's that line. See that line right there? Remember this line right here? I'm just going to kind of go in. And I'm not painting over the whole thing. I'm just painting where that sharp line is. And then I'm going back to the highlight color. So I paint on the edge of the line that I want. And then I come to the highlight color. And then eventually that line will go away. And that's kind of all you're really trying to hope for. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do on this model or on this mini. You know, you could have it go from bright up here all the way down to a purple down here, or vice versa. You could have it start at white and go up to purple. There we go. All right. Now here's my question. I know what I'm going to do. So she's supposed to be underground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer up, let's just mix some color here. So we're going to take some of that Slanesh gray, right? That purpley gray. Going to add in a little bit of this brown. Remember this brown mixture we had? and I'm going to mute it down, but with a purple. Because the Slanesh Gray is already in the miniature, it should work out fine. So we'll just do that. I want a nice kind of muted out. I'm gonna add a little bit of ivory because I want some warmth to this. And I'm gonna go around and I'm going to add. I'm gonna do the base in this color, and it should, if I know what I'm doing, should kind of separate the miniature out, and I get rid of that black base so that we can really focus on our face. Because at the end of the day, that's really what I want. And like I said, it's not a competition piece. It's a game piece, but you still want to be able to convey, and you still want to put something nice on the table. So that contrast of having the dark face be the only dark spot is going to really sell on the table. So that's what I'm trying to do here. Everything else, like I said, this is not a competition piece. So I haven't spent tons of time blending stuff in, but hopefully if you were painting along, you would have something you're proud of as well. And if you're waiting for all of, well, you know what? You shouldn't wait for this stream. I'm telling you that, because this stream stunk. And it's not the fact that we didn't get a lot done. It's just the technical difficulties. I'm going to actually do the side here too. So we're struggling, but I wanted to get it in. I mean, I could have just called it a night and made up the stream, but hopefully we're all together and we're not lagging out. But if we are, I apologize. I'm going to have to go through and try to figure out why this is happening. And it could just be Twitch too. It may not even be me. I mean, with the amount of raids that I got tonight, oh my god. I can only imagine how many people were on tonight. Because it's the last weekend, right? Isn't this the last weekend before Adepticon? So everybody's probably getting their last few streams in. Now the other thing I can do with this is I can actually go back down to a dark brown if I want to, if this is too light. But see, with that nice, like I can add in some of this nice warm brown here. And it kind of brings out all that coolness of the dark elf. And if I was so inclined, I can make her dress down here a little bit on the dirty side. Trying not to do that. Yeah, there we go. We broke Twitch. Looks fine to you? Awesome. Awesome. Then I will keep going for a little bit. All right. There's one thing I want to do, and that is see if I can actually fix this. Just need to make sure. See, I don't know what I mixed to do that. I think that might have just been some ivory. Let's see. What do I want to do here? That's the color I'm looking for right there. And just cleaning some stuff up here. There we go. All right, so there's a lot of flat area here that we could do all kinds of things. If I was so inclined, I could do a nice big skull here. But I'm not quite sure what I want to do there yet. But I have to get this black out of here. Any suggestions on this? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I know what I'll do. Take some of that nightshade purple, right? That's my black I'm using. So that's a nice cool black. And I'm going to add ivory because the warmth of the ivory is going to combat the coolness of the nightshade purple. And it's going to create a neutral color. No cool, no black. Or no cool, no warmth. And I just need to be a little bit darker. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that to highlight this black here. So I'm just going to go on the folds and kind of do what I was doing with the gown. But the first thing I need to do is just get where I want my highlight colors to be. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to do the whole thing in this gray because that'll lighten this up and it'll make her face a little bit darker. I'm going to do the whole thing gray and then build up from there. I think that would be the plan to do here. Just need to make sure I don't hit that purple. Hey, do we not have music? What's going on? What have I done? I turned the music off because we got like a bunch of raids together. Alright, so let me get this music back on. There we go. Yeah, so I'm just gonna do this whole thing gray here. Is that too loud? Maybe it's just loud in my ear. Oh yeah, that was super loud in my ear, that's why. Alright. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I'm gonna just do this gray color. It'll take the shine out and it'll look more unified with her. Yeah, I think that looks a lot cleaner. Alright. Now. Not too loud. Awesome. I think I might paint a bit too, unless my wife wants me to watch new episodes this week of Picard and Mandalorian. I saw the first Mandalorian. I haven't seen anything else, so. Alright, watch this magic. It's probably going to be a mess. I'm going to take some ivory and add it in here to lighten that up. And to get a little bit more warmth, I'm going to take some of my XV88 leather brown and throw it in there as well. We're going to get kind of like this muddy gray. I'll get a little bit more of the purple in there. That might have been too much ivory. Alright. And water to mix it all up. Blah, blah, blah. Look at that. Now, I'm going to take some more water And I'm going to try to do this as a glaze. Touch the paper towel to get back to point. And now I'm going to look at where the light is, and I'm going to try to figure out where I want my highlight color. So I think right here is a good place to have it. Right here too. Alright, so let's see if I can do this. So what this will do is add a little bit of warmth to the back of that cloak. I'm trying to see if I like that. May not like that. I may not want the brown in there. I haven't really decided. Let's try this again. It's just a little bit too bright. Alright, so I'm going to take this color and get rid of whatever I just did, because that was not a fun time for me. Alright. Let's do this. A little ivory in here. Get this to be a little bit more highlighted. So if I'm just looking at where I want, I'm looking at the miniature like this. If I have it like this, this is where I kind of want to highlight things. So I kind of want to highlight right here. And it looks like I want to highlight right here. Alright. And I'm going to take some of this. So now it's just kind of a back and forth situation. Taking some of the Nightshade purple and just making it a little bit darker. Just to kind of combat a little bit here. It's still a little bit lighter than what I originally had. But it's sort of like this in between. There we go. Get the in between over here. And I'll take some actual Nightshade purple. And I'll try to make it look like there's some actual folds in here. There we go. Alright, let's take this color and do this over here. Oh, get off of that. Yeah, I think that looks better. I think that looks... That's kind of what I want right there. Let's see. And if I take this... I know, I shouldn't really be doing this much work on a tabletop piece, but... Alright, there we go. We got the gray in there. So we were just kind of messing around, getting some darker and lighter grays in there. I didn't want to go too bright because what this does now is it kind of... and I could hit it with just a tad bit brighter color, but now it's starting to define this this dress right here. And as we go up, so we're going to do a little bit more, I think, up here in this area when we come back to this next week. But this right here is the selling point, because now you get to see her. That black base was really kind of holding her back. And this cloak right here, even though that's nice and highlighted, I may want to go just a little bit. Well, we'll try it. There's a couple places I think I want to go brighter and see if I can actually do it. And then this right here is where I want the darkness to happen. I know she's going to have dark in other areas, but this is kind of where I want it to happen. So, and then we still have our hands to do. I forgot all about our hands. So let's, I think I'm going to get a little bit, I don't think I ever did the purple in here. Well, that's horrible. Let's do that now. Oops. Add some water to mix it all up. And we'll get a little bit more of this. Yeah. Got it. Sorry about that. Let's do this. We're going to do that J again. This time a little bit more controlled so that you can see the strap. And then we'll just kind of do the top so that these edges here. There we go. That's what we want. We want to do those little straps right there. Okay. Just trying to sell the gown a little bit more. Okay. There we go. That's looking good. Let me highlight this up just a little bit. So we're using that. I'm going to actually go in with some white now. I'm not going to do the ivory. And just kind of want to get a little bit of this brighter. And so wherever I put the dark is where I kind of want to put the light. So mix this up a little bit so it doesn't look so chalky. And then, so I'm just going to kind of hit the light right here. There's a dark right here that I'm going to get a light on. So I'm just kind of painting in and making folds that aren't supposed to be there. Like right here. Right. That. Right there's, I have a fake fold. There we go. Yeah, see, with that little light that's happening right there, it makes the face darker. And if I was so inclined, you don't have to do this, but I could go even brighter and do the bottom. Just the bottom. Yeah, I don't like that. Let's erase that. We're gonna erase that. We don't like it. All right. Yeah, if I get any brighter with that cape, it's gonna look looks like I'll be painting. My wife is watching another movie I already saw. Oh, sweet, very nice. Yeah, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna highlight it anymore because then it'll become pretty much like it'll become too much like the dress, and I don't want that. Yeah, I think that's much better. I like that. We have some stuff on her now. All right, ready? Ready for the skull? I know we've gone a long time, but that's only because I had technical difficulties. So we're gonna leave soon. I promise. We're gonna take some pure ivory, and when I do the pure ivory, I'm just gonna hit around the dark areas. So, like, I'll probably do the top here of the head. I'm gonna do above the nose and around the eye. Under the nose. And then the bottom of the mouth. So you don't have to do all of it. You just have to give it the illusion that it's got some highlighted to it. There we go. And so I've been just using the 10 colors. We haven't really done anything. We've got these nice bright bone colors here. We made a bunch of browns. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to take some of this actual XV88 and some ivory. And I just want to do a little bit right here. Just to kind of bring that out a little bit more. So there's a lot of things that I can do on this still. One of the things I do want to do, however, I'm going to take some of this nice shade and this dark gray that we had. And I do want to actually create this edge right here where it looks just a mess. And I just want to kind of clean it up a bit. Yeah, so I just wanted to clean that off. And then if you use a nice dark color, you can create shadows with it. So see, it looks like it's separated. It's not though. Alright. Let's see, can we do this again? Let's get some white glaze going. See if we can't erase this line, which we did a good job. See, we erased that line. Of course, I did it when I hit the black, so I have to get rid of that now. Always wait till your paint dries. It's the best thing I can say. Alright, it just wants to go in there. I'm gonna have to wait. Gotta wait till that dries. Alright. I don't know what else to really do tonight on this. I kind of want to... I'll get around the... Let's see, that's hair. I'm just cleaning up around the face a little bit. So all I'm doing is just dotting around the face. This isn't... You can do this if you want. It just kind of adds a little bit more life or texture. There we go. And it also brings out that face. Alright, one last thing, and then I promise we'll go. I'm going to do the silver around the tiara, and then we'll figure out how to do the tiara next week. And it could be just a regular crown. I have no idea. It could be ivy. You could put green in it if you want. I think I'm more inclined to go the little gemstone route. So I'm just going around and I'm just kind of making this tiara line next to all the dark area here. Because that dark area is what's going to sell this crown when we get it done, but... And with that little bit of highlight color on the crown, again, it starts to make the skin look a little bit darker. Because now you don't have all of that darkness. I'm just making sure I have a nice even coat of this metallic silver. All right, so maybe offline I'll do the hands, but there she is. What do we think? Man, if I could get a picture that way. I don't even think I have my phone. There she is, so far. I think she looks a lot better without all that black in the middle of her. And then we'll think of something to do on this purple cloak back here. I mean... Face really works well, yeah. Yeah, we have to get some eyes into her. But, yeah, I kind of like how she came out. You know, she has a... I'm sure there's a way to get more brown. The camera is picking up a little bit more of the warmth of the brown, which I think it would be better if I could get that in there. But there's a couple things with the belt that we still have to work on. And then this metallic is nice, but the light picks it up and makes it really shine. It doesn't shine so much in person, so I may want to try to push that shine out a little bit more on her. But I think it came out, and you know what? I think I'm going to try something. I know. There's always something else you want to try, and you're just looking at something, and I want to just get a nice thin purple. I know it's supposed to be a paint along, and I'm going off the rails. So if you're painting along, you're going off the rails with me. Trying to see if I like that. I kind of do like that, but I think there's a special place for that. I think I have to actually put in... Hold on. I think I actually have to go brighter with that. I'm just going to grab a quick, bright silver. Yeah, I think this is what it needed right there. I should have put bright silver on my palette, and I didn't. Yep, that's exactly what this needed. A little bit of bright silver. Okay. All right. We'll work on that after. There she is. We gotta go find somebody to raid. I'm afraid to raid because I don't know if anybody will come with me. Only because I don't have I don't have anything open. So let's see. Oh, did I just close that? That's alright. We'll talk for a bit. I'm so glad that the stream kind of decided to do something new. I'm going to try to bring this down just a little bit so that I'm not shouting at you. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to have to go through my computer and find out what's actually going on with this latency stuff. But see what Hobby with Tim has got going on. Hobby with Tim is showing off his 3D printing. Let's see. Am I the only mini painter on? Is that why everybody came into me today? Alright, we're going to take this party over to Commander Mittens, I think. Unless somebody has another suggestion, I think Commander Mittens is the only mini painter I have on. Let's see. Duplicate tab. And let's come over here. Let's come to this. Oops. I see good enough and checking on unlikely gamer blast. Good enough is on. Oh yeah, there he is. Oh, Commander Mittens has got something nice going on. So I think we're going to head over to her. She's got, if you like blends, if you want to know how to do blends, Commander Mittens is your girl. I mean, she has the smoothest blends, and that's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to learn how to do it. I should probably just ask her how she does it, because my blends don't always seem to work. I have to glaze them in, and she does it flawlessly. So that's where we're gonna go. Let me just grab her really quick. I mean, pull her up, and there we go. That's what we want. Okay. All right. I want to say thank you to everybody that came in. A Night Whisper, JP Got Rockets, Monster Den Minis, and Parker the Viking. Thank you so much for those raids. I know that it was a tough call today with all the technical stuff. I'm glad that we got some mini painting in, and I'm glad that you guys got to watch some of this stuff. We'll be back here next Thursday painting the Dark Elf Priestess. We'll also be here on Tuesday. Painting up, probably trying to finish off the Knoll guy. I want to try to finish him off. Also, let me just say one more thing is that, again, if you're not following YGM Monologuing, please go find him, follow him, because he's doing an amazing thing next week. He's got a whole bunch of amazing painters all pouring their skills into one model that he will raffle off at the end of Adepticon. If he's still doing it when I get done streaming next Thursday, I'm going to raid into him. If you're looking for somebody to raid into next weekend and you're a streamer, please go right into YGM monologuing. It is. I did it last year. Monster Den Minis is going to do it again this year. It is amazing. The talent you have out there. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Have a great night, and we'll see you Tuesday at 9 p.m. Sorry about the technical difficulties.